So today I would like to speak with you about digital sovereignty in the agentic era. I don't know if you've heard of this, but earlier this month we had the French police raid on X in the Paris headquarters, and the rationale behind this is that the government wants to fight hate speech. Since Macron, our president, is now at an all-time low in popularity, it worries about the people speaking freely on X. And so the government blames X recommendation algorithm, which supposedly encouraged the rise of radical opinions. So they want X to open their code for them to check the algorithm for potential bias. Of course, Elon is refusing it for intellectual property reasons, but also for user privacy. And so Elon Musk is called in the French court to explain himself in April. And this is not the first time we are seeing something like this. Some months ago, maybe you remember this, but the Telegram CEO, Pavel Durov, was arrested in France for refusing to open a backdoor in its app. So I would like to bring attention to this fact that even a safe platform can become a threat for its users if the government, if in a change of governance. At the time where more and more people will communicate their daily life in their AI assistants, I bet that soon the government will try to get its hands on it. And we have a very concerning recent history of data leaks in France. If you look, for example, in September, France Travail, which is the official job market in France, exposed 340,000 job seekers' personal data. Next month, in October, we had multiple sport federations that leak IDs, contacts, and photos of millions of members. In November, one health insurer leaked health record data of 5 million patients. December, the Interior Ministry breach exposes 70 million police records. We've had a lot of policemen, women having to move off their house because their family were potentially at risk by this breach. In January, 45 million French voter registries and healthcare data exposed. This is crazy because nowadays the population in France is about 69 million. So it's probably about 60 to 70% of the whole population of the country whose data has been leaked through this hack. Later in January, servicepublic.fr, which is a platform for accessing, it's the official platform for accessing public services, also leaked 2.1 million IDs and residency. And in February this month, a hacker used the sealed servant credential to steal 1.2 million accounts in national bank registry with IBAN names, addresses, and tax IDs. So at this point, I really think that we should not trust our governments to take care of our data. And so there is an urgency to update our security model from the don't be evil to a can't be evil. If we think of the current architecture and why it fails to protect our data, this is more or less how it works nowadays in the usual app architecture. A user will send data on the platform. This data will be stored plain text in a centralized database or in a cloud. And the government is provided a backdoor access for the investigations it needs to by time to time. The issue is that malicious users would use this backdoor or directly steal from the government for surveillance on citizens or different potential attacks. At Nova, I'm building an architecture with end-to-end encryption, so the user would encrypt their data locally. The data transits by the platform, which doesn't access it. The data is uploaded encrypted in a decentralized storage. And the key to decrypt this data is stored in a shared agent in a TEE. So it makes it impossible for malicious users to steal the data of the user. And so I'm building Nova as an SDK to make it easy for anyone to add a private vault to their app in a few lines of code. So today, more than ever before, digital sovereignty appears as a public good, especially for crypto investors, because making crypto data public makes investors at risk, physically and financially. I will start by speaking of our neighbors in Netherlands and the financial vulnerability their new tax represents. So Netherlands just voted for a 36% unrealized gains trap, which in itself is a bit absurd because most of crypto investors will have to sell their investments to be able to pay the tax they are being asked every year. But this is even more worrying because this tax will demand everyone to share their wallets and transactions history and publicly with the state. And if we consider, usually in Europe, we tend to standardize law from one country to another. But the French context is very special in this scope. Sadly, France has become a global capital for crypto kidnapping. We had 44 kidnapping attacks since 2021. 1/3 of worldwide attacks in 2025 was in France. We are only 2 months into 2026, but we have already recorded 14 crypto kidnapping attacks, and with a breaking record of 4 attacks in 24 hours. So why is digital sovereignty a public good? Well, essentially because it protects us from such vulnerability. And I think that we should all be very concerned that the upcoming AI platform will make these attacks impossible by being totally blindfolded on their users' data. Because we don't want our chat log, everything we do on the internet, we don't want it to go in the state database that will potentially represent a risk for their users. So this is my major statement with Nova. Today I'm calling all builders in the crypto industry to build apps that can't see their users' data. I'm available if you want to speak more about Nova. I will hang around all the day, so please feel free to reach out and I can tell you more about what I'm doing. Thank you very much.